So this vlog is a common question that I think gets asked in relationships, and it is, should you tell your current partner about your sexual past? Now, little disclaimer, if we're talking about safety and sexual history, then that might be important, discussing when were you last tested, have you had unprotected sex recently, yada yada yada, all those kind of things. But I'm talking about those questions that go like, hey, so how many people have you had sex with? I saw it recently on a reality TV show, not naming names, with a honesty box, again not naming names, but one of the questions was about how many people you had sex with, and I was actually really mortified because I don't think this is a healthy thing to be asking each other. The reason being is more the intent as to why people ask these questions, and I find a lot of the time it's to kind of place somebody in a box. So it's either that they are maybe innocent, frigid, sexually inexperienced, or they're a player. Everybody has their own perceptions of what those numbers mean. You might think that having sex with 10 people is okay. I might think that having sex with 10, no, I wouldn't think that having sex with people is not, 10 people is not okay. I think have sex with as many people as you want, but you will get people who will feel like a number is too big or a number is too small. I actually remember the first time I asked this of my high school boyfriend, right? High school. He was only like a year and a bit older than me, but he was probably 18 at the time. And I remember even where we were when I was asking him, and it was a few months into the relationship, and I asked him, he was kind of a naughty boy, but I asked him how many people he had had sex with, and he said 10. And I was like, we're literally like teenagers, dude. Like, what have you been doing? And I learned my lesson that time, never to really ask that question again, because I completely went into judgment zone and felt a bit like, ugh, about it. I mean, this was definitely pre-sexologist days. I'm a lot more open-minded these days. But I often find that when we say that number, there is a judgment associated with it. And really, why does it matter? If you feel sexually inexperienced or you haven't had a lot of experience sexually, then you can say to someone that you're getting in a relationship with, especially if you are moving into the bedroom, you know, I want to take things slow. I don't have a lot of experience with sex. Simple as that. You don't have to put a number on it. If you have had a lot of experience with sex, there may be a nicer way that you can express that. You know, I said, you know, I've had a lot of partners and I feel like I know my way around a woman's body or a man's body, but why don't you tell me how you feel pleasured? It's kind of a good way of kind of slipping it in there. But I think also too, there's a problem with the definition of sex. So for some people, they think that sex is a penis and a vagina, but that just disregards a whole population of people. Also too, for a lot of people, they experience sex orally, anally, manually, fingers, through toys. Why should that be not included in the definition of sex? So if I, as a heterosexual female, engage in only oral sex and not penis-vagina penetration, does that mean that I didn't have sex? And why then, if it doesn't, do we weight more importance on penis-vagina penetration than oral sex? Is it because penis-vagina penetration could possibly lead into procreation, the procreation model of human sexuality, which we kind of have to let go of these days and go, you know, any type of sexual experience that you have should be counted as, well, in my opinion, as a sexual experience and should be weighted just as important as anything else. You still have skin-to-skin contact, you're still being really close to someone and intimate with them and hopefully enjoying it and experiencing pleasure. So we have a problem with that when we come into the definition of how many people that you have had sex with. Now, the way that you can talk about your sexual past, I believe in a healthy way, is gradually throughout the relationship. So when you feel that there is permission from your partner, because remember, not everybody actually wants to hear what their partner has been up to before then, but when there is some form of permission, and you can always ask it as well, you could say to your partner, you know, I really want to tell you some things about my sexual past. Are you okay with that? If they say yes, then you might want to have a conversation about something that really funny that happened to you, or a really great experience, or use as an example to show your partner something that you do like, or kind of have fun with it and use it as foreplay and say, well, hey, there was this time and I hooked up with this girl and it was my first time kissing a girl, you know, something along the lines of that. But make sure that you do have that person's permission, because the worst thing that you can do is volunteer that information when it's not wanted. Even though I would love us to be a society of not judging people for what they do sexually, I have to accept that for many people, we do judge on some level. So I'm not saying that it's a bad thing that your partner will judge you, but they may have a certain belief system around sex or have been brought up a different way of thinking about sex, and you might say something that kind of shakes them a little bit or challenges them. So if that is going to be the case, it should be done under a situation where there is permission to actually have that conversation and say, hey, I really want to talk to you about some fun things that I got up to. Kind of prepare that person, also get them to say, yeah, I really want to hear it. Some people, they don't, and they just want to see you as theirs, and it's an experience that you share together, just the two of you. As much as they acknowledge that you have a sexual past, they don't want to know about it. So there is no easy answer to should we be discussing our sexual past. I think at some stage it is healthy to have some discussions. You don't have to tell everything, and you do have the right to have a personal life. But the one thing is, be very careful about asking that question, how many people have you had sex with? Because at the end of the day, why is that important? Who really cares? And what is sex anyway? So I hope you enjoyed that vlog. If you would like to stay updated on the vlogs that I do, even some of the little instructional videos and tips and tricks that I post, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube page and follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Bye.